Okay, now with this type, you wind it counterclockwise until it stops. And then you can we'll jam a screwdriver in there. Okay. You wait till it just about jams, well, it just about seizes up, and then you back it off one revolution, and you line up the hole right here in the outside, this hole, with the one on the inside. And then we stick a screwdriver in there to jam it up. And we just take this end. We've also cut it and then heated it with a lighter, so we burned the end of it so it wouldn't fray out. So there's the hole you put it in right there, and then you line it up with the other side. I'll show you the other side. See where the string has come through? Got it. Okay. Grab with our fingers. I'm going to stick the screwdriver in here just to keep it from moving. And I got another little small washer. I'm going to thread onto the string. That. And I'm going to tie an overhand loop knot right there. And I'm just to make sure it's good and tight. Okay. Now take this out. Pull the rope tight. And we take this out, and then we just slowly release the tension and let it spin back in. Okay. Now on this one, we've got some line dangling out. See the line is dangling out. That's going to be, we're going to yeed that because this is going to, the end of that down here is going to be up on the handle right there. Okay, so we're going to put it right there. So we're going to have some sticking out. So let me go ahead and mount this on right now. And what I have found makes it easier is if you locate the magnets on here. Oh, and one thing I forgot. Always, I got all nervous doing my video. Always disconnect the spark plug and ground it. Okay, most of them anyway is I find the magnets and I move the magnets over in front of the magneto coil. This is the magneto coil right here. So now the magnet's over here, so that I don't have to worry about the magnet being on one of the sides and having trouble getting this steel shroud. And then when you try to put it on, the magnet like grabbing onto it and making it harder to fit over there. So with a magnet like that, you can just slide it right over here. You got to make sure that the you don't pinch the coil wire with this. To get that set on there, and now you put the 4 bolts back in it. Alright, back. I like to use a little bit of grease on the bolts to help them, help the threads. So let's get some out of here. So before I put any bolts back in, I usually try to dab a little bit of grease on the end of them, and it helps lubricate the threads. So we're going to put this one back in. I just learned that from working on cars. It's a lot easier than trying to stick dry, rusty stuff together. So if you get in the habit of putting a little grease on your threads, everything will go on nicer, and it'll be easier to take it off later if you need to. Okay. I live in what's called the Rust Belt, and for that automotive anyway, it's where they put salt on all the roads in the winter, and so all the cars come in, and it's hard to get anything apart because it's all rusted together. Okay, there's the last one. My hand keeps getting in the way of the camera. Here, I'll try. Well, you know what I'm doing. I'm just threading the bolts in by hand first to get them started. That way you don't have to worry about anything cross-threading. Now, reach for my ratchet. Once again, this is the bolt head is 3/8, so I'm just spinning it by hand first. Okay, and I don't tighten anything down until I've got them all down. So I try to tighten. There's that first one, and the second one here. And here's this one here. Where are we? Alright. Get this one over here. And the last one's over here. Okay. Let's give it a little snug. You don't want to over tighten this. You're tightening steel into aluminum threads, and you will mess them up if you tighten them too tight. I try to just what I would consider just a snug fit. A lot of the stuff on a mower, I use nut drivers, and that keeps you from over torquing anything. Now your oil tube, you put that back in place. You want to press down on it, make sure it seals at the bottom. There's an O-ring at the bottom of the tube, and just run that in there. And that is a 5/16. So I'm using a 5/16 nut driver, and with the nut driver you're not going to over torque anything because you don't have enough power in your hand really to hurt it. Okay, so that's all the bolts holding the pole starter shroud on. So now we're ready to put the